Did you know that, the rapper Gone Gotti, the first time he ever rapped, the first time he ever even spit really or anything, like for a proper thing, was at that 7-Eleven, the same one from this video here, Roadrunner, the same 7-Eleven here. They had at the very tippy corner of it, going at the intersection of the streets, they had 105.5 The Beat doing freestyles, and that was the first time Gotti had ever freestyled on mic for anybody. They're like, damn, you're hot, man, you're pretty good. Rick Ross had just came out at the time and whatnot, and Gotti was pretty good, man. They never, I don't know if they ever aired his freestyle, but I remember hearing him, and I was like, right then and there, I said, Gotti's really good at rapping. And he was a professional skateboarder too. He could ollie and kick flip and do 360 flips at heights that had never been seen before, not even in the professional spectrum. Maybe he'll start skateboarding again. But it was at the 7-Eleven in Cape Coral. I've already showed it a couple times. But that's where John Gotti first started rapping. We were all down in Florida. We owned property in Florida. My father, who happens to not be Gotti's, my brother Nicholas's blood father, but it was his stepfather. And we all lived at the house there. And Gotti would come. Gotti was always going. I would never leave Florida. I stayed in Florida because I went to school in Florida, but my brother was much older. So he met Junior, but he was going from north to south a lot. I remember he went back north and then he came back south. I remember because I was getting out of Littleton Elementary. School was over and Gotti was in the back seat. He had returned. So he was up and down. He used to go back to Canada and come back, and he even brought his girlfriend back down to Cape Coral and stuff. And I met her. And we went to Everglades and went to a hockey game and whatnot. Or the Everglades hockey game. Her name was Tara. Yeah, and I really liked Tara, but I was a lot younger. And that's what I think it was a lot of the time. They didn't realize that that was my father and whatever, and I was who I was, but that was my brother's girlfriend. So I never said nothing about her or whatever, but that's kind of how it is. And the women the women have minds of their own, and they start to realize that. So it never worked out with Tara, really, I don't think, because she got the taste of the steak and whatnot. But Nick had this really bad disability in his head, where he was always attacking his own family. There was no camaraderie with him. He does it to this day, where he attacked my brother, or he attacked me. I remember him at the table, how he started crying like a little baby. Instead of speaking up and saying, this is my brother, this is my stepfather, he just never had that in him, right? He was always a little bitch, and that's how Tara's seen him. I heard she's a cop now. She's doing great. And she's the kind of woman that arrests a person like Gotti now. But I love Gotti because he's my brother and I had him create all this music. So he makes me money. He puts food on my table. So, anyways, so I hope he creates more albums and everything. So that, but I know he's about done with that or whatever. But that's all good. We had it, and I can only build off it. He was one of my greatest artists of all time. He got really jealous when I started blowing up and working with other artists, to the point where he said he was going to kill me. Like, oh, I'm going to kill you because you're working with Rico Reckless. You're working with this person. And I was on the thing with Rico Reckless. My brother was always this fanboy, super like, he was, what did JD call starstruck? Gotti was super starstruck. I was too, to a certain extent, but I wasn't. I understood it. Like, Gotti was stupid. He never knew how to play chess, really. He was always sending his pawns out on the wrong things, going after the wrong kings. He never knew how to checkmate a king properly. He was gay, really gay. Gotti's gay. He sucks people's penis and all that. He hangs out with niggas and needs their protection when he could very well go pick up a gun. He's gotten so deep. It's called deeper. He's been since deeper than rap. He's been in too deep. It's called being in too deep. And boy, has he been in too deep. And that's why his baby's mother got smoked out. He's in too deep. His mother of his child got shot to death in a home invasion back in 2016, and it's got the whole community's mind delusional. But yeah, like that's how strong he was that the mother of his child got killed, right? So he's not that strong. But they figured that out years ago. See, the police tried to put everything on me or whatever to do with whatever he's got going on because he wasn't that smart with like. See, I make money off entertainment and legitimate advertisement money and whatever. He's had to sell dope to put food on his table, marijuana, cocaine, what have you. So he's created this record for himself where they've tried to put it on me, but I'm Thomas Perron-Slote. I have the additional last name, Slote, meaning I'm not even of the same family or whatever. That's Perron, just plain old Perron. Yeah, plain old Perrons are one thing, but I'm a Perron-Slote. I'm related to the Langs. I'm related to a whole load of families that he's not. And the family still loves him and everything, and I still love him too. And he's good most of the time that he comes around and whatnot. But he is a jeopardy to my life. He's trying to. He even went to this computer store in London where I had my computer built. Yeah, he's a dumb. He took it. Yeah, and then he tries to blame it all on this time that he had to face. Well, if I remember correctly, we were doing good with this, that, and the other music, and then he hit me physically and sent me back to Calgary. And hung out. He's been hanging out with this snitch Tashia ever since, who on paperwork ratted him out. Reason why he did 3.5 years. So it was all a big lick on me, which in turn hit him because his baby's mother got her head shot off through all of his disrespect, where he thought he was a gangster trying to rob everyone in the community after he got out of prison. I got out of prison. I just did 3.5 years in the federal time. And then guess what? Niggas didn't care. Oh, you're coming out to eat our food? See you later. Shot her fucking head off and the other one. Yeah, and then he's been getting put in line ever since. And like I said, he might end up dead too if he keeps pushing it. We've gotten to the point now, people are so fed up with him in Canada and the world and his mother. And I love my mom, but I don't know why the hell she's down in Florida when she knows she's not supposed to be down there. Because they're crazy. Okay? They're handicapped. My brother's a certified handy and my mom's a certified handy. Ones that can't admit it. What? That's 5150s. My brother's a 5150 all the way. And I got to learn from the beginning what the 5150 was, and that's why I've been checked out and checked in. And now, because you go 5150 if you just have never even checked in and you need to check in. Hey, everybody is interested to know what this is like and that is like. But once you go see it, it clears your delusions. And I've had my delusions cleared. Some people have. But I need my mom because I'm trying to talk my mom into go do about a month psych ward visit. I think it would be the best thing for her to go to like where I was at. I was at the LHSC. It probably won't be anytime soon, but I try to talk her into it. Yeah, a month at the psych ward is not bad. You get fully analyzed. You'll get your ODSP to be able to get your all the things that you deserve to have. But no, some people choose to suffer. And I chose to suffer for 10 years. And then there was no more suffering. I couldn't suffer anymore. And I went and checked myself in. And now I'm doing better than ever. And I think my brother even checked himself in, actually. Because I hear my brother's also on ODSP and he got checked in. That's kind of what they call it. It's the street term, sort of, or the slang of going to get checked out, learning what you are and what you have and what you need and all that. You're getting checked up by believe it or not, you have family. Or I don't know if my brother and my mom do, honestly, but there is some. Like a Carl might be sweet or something, but it just so happened, like I said, I'm Thomas Perron-Slote, and I'm related to a whole nomenclature they're not. Which, anytime I try to open up to my mom and talk like real humanly things with her, she yells and screams and won't. She acts like a psychotic weirdo, where it's scary. So I don't bring it up at all. She thinks everything I say is fake. And then she goes and they say, Val, I'm a real person in front of you. You're having delusions. And then it bites them in the butt. Yeah, like my doctor was part of my nomenclature, who's not related to my mom at all, because of my father, who's a Slote, which was married to the Langs, which produced my father, or whatever, where his father was married to a certain nomenclature of women or whatever, and they're big in this Ontario and they're big in the world actually, which I'm related to. So it's hard to explain. But I just happen to be related to more people than my father, and then I carried a lot of their genes with me, and the way of thinking and all that, and the way I look and all that. But that doesn't matter because they know she's related to me. So that's why they care about her. It's like you're related to Tom, who we care so much about. So we'll care about you because you're the mother of Tom, and we don't want to see Tom lose his mom. And that's where it's at in this world. It's like we haven't just threw Nick in the fire yet because there's Tom. And Tom really cares about his brother Nick. And that's kind of like what it really is. Yeah. But my brother never understood that from the get-go, and him and my mom spit in my dad's face. Literally. My mom spit a big loogie in my dad's face when I was such and such age, and my dad slapped her, and so my brain is so scarred. When I used to watch all the physical things that I've seen, murders I've seen, assault, it's just horrible what I've seen. Maybe that's why I smoke so much marijuana. And then it's like, look at the smoke buddy. I can smoke inside because look, the marijuana keeps it nice and fresh and clean. It filters it. It's an amazing tool to have. And I remember somebody at the store was like, that thing doesn't work. I said, yeah, it does. And it worked. Because sometimes you have to think for yourself. And I've been caught up in the neighborhood like that many times where somebody might look a little bit cooler than you or something, you fall for it. Especially when you don't have no tattoos. That's why I got all the cool tattoos. They remind me about who I am. No matter where I am. If I'm over at the store and some guy's trying to Joe Blow me, it's like I ain't falling for it. Look at my ink, bud. You think I'm falling for you, bud? Look at my ink. I know who I am, what I did to get this ink, and the shit you're talking ain't fucking making any sense, bud. Look at my ink, bud. And by the time it's not even to look at my ink anymore. Buddy's fucking tail between their legs, shitting themselves, or I'm knocking them, like, not even that, but you get what I'm saying. Or they're so obsessed with the lines or whatever, they're lost in the ink. A lot of the times they get lost in the ink. Or they're watching my hands. A lot of them are big hand watchers, where they think I always have it like a dog, where you can move your hand and they think there's a milk bone in your hand. That's how a lot of them are to me. I move my hand and they think I'm handing out a treat. Which I do hand out treats. But it always isn't treat time. Right now ain't a treat time. And I know it's a sad thing, but there's only so much time. And I used to be out in this area and used to be out in that area, but I've moved. So the treats have changed to a whole separate range of people now, or what have you. So it's time for everybody's moving on or getting back to normal or readjusting, and that's how it's always been. But I like staying in one place. I just want to live out here. It seems like a lot of people carry the same sort of attitude. Everybody sort of made it out here and enjoys it. Other places are like they're trying to make it out of here. We've made here and we're staying here. and stuff like that. In other places, it's like you're going to work every day because you want to make it to somewhere where we've made. Or hell, a lot of people are working all damn year just to come here to visit or come here to vacation. But me and my mom, anyway, for our mental sanity, came to live in this area or whatever because, well, we worked hard our whole lives, and it's the only place I won't go crazy at. If I was in London, I'd be going psychotic. But that's how it is, eh? No wonder you got so much drug addiction in these city centers. Because people don't, just like me, they wanted to get out, but they couldn't. So there they go. It's unbelievable. And everybody's got family that they call and whatever. But you can't sit down on the dirty floor all day. You can't sit down on the dirty floor all day with your butt hanging out. That ain't going to get you anywhere, except maybe my attention or whatever. But unless you come up to me and start talking to me, you ain't going to get no money out of me. You have to come up and talk to me. What have you. Because I already have my own stuff going. So you'd have to really stand out to me for me. You'd have to talk to me and let me know that, hey, you want to be a part of that, my life. Not the bad aspects of the past, but the good aspects. And we can only make it better. I need somebody to solidify with me, but that'll happen or not. Right now, I'm enjoying it. I know it'll be all over me this summer when I'm riding my freaking Tau Gemini around. I knew people are going to be on them. The guys are going to be saying about classics. Hey, that looks like a rental. Or, they'll be saying the classics ones. But Tommy will not be falling for no self-defense this time around. All right? Where the guy attacked me and yada yada. That was the one thing that happened many years ago when a guy started choking me in front of my apartment. And I had to spray him with pepper spray, and somebody stole my motorbike when I went to jail for a month, and I got out with the documentation saying that I could be escorted by the police to go down there. But I was like, screw it. The kid that stole it's just a little kid anyway, because I knew they were coming out with the new technologies. And the town that I was in was such an atrocity anyway, I didn't care. It was like, whatever, have it all. And they recovered a couple things, but hey, I'll still charge them for a stolen vehicle. So watch the way you're bragging around me about how you stole my vehicles or whatever. Because if I can locate them, I will call the emergency over there to go recover it. Because I do care. But what are you going to do when you've been robbed like that, eh, It gets to a certain point. Hey, look at the goddamn chain or whatever. That's why he didn't get full goddamn all the way. That's why it's on payments. Because it wasn't brand new like you said it was. You can tell by the way the door hung open sort of when you close it. It's new, but it ain't brand new. Like, it's brand new pretty much, but the chain is a little bit rusty. I'm going to need to put some, I'm waiting on my check just like everyone else. ODSP. Not everyone else, but a good. Believe it or not, there's probably still people that were just like me and weren't on it. I always keep that in mind. That I'm one of the lucky ones that got on. Because I know how I used to act when I wasn't on it. I used to act like it was a life and death situation. But listen, the worst case, StacksAMilli that's ever been on ODSP is now on it. There's nobody worser in Ontario. So there's no excuses to not get on it if you need it. Okay, because the worst case that's ever been seen is on ODSP now. Thomas Perron-Slote, one of the poorest ones, lost his grandfather. I lost my uncle in work-related accidents, working for the country of Canada. Okay, I got victimized where they had to pay to fix my teeth. What about the mental anguish? You don't really get paid for it. Okay, like I'm, I face so much mental anguish. It's supposed to be millions of dollars to face this much mental anguish. Or maybe I'll be able to run with it soon. Probably in 10 years, I'll be able to sue the government for mental anguish or what have you. Because of them making fun of me for the broken teeth when I was supposed to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, which I was I was presumed innocent. That's why a deal was made. I was presumed innocent. So why were my teeth shattered and now why is everybody laughing at me? That's mental anguish when I'm a free citizen in my apartment here on my system. So why do I have to deal with these government officials or some of these ones, some of these corrupt police or CEOs that are hanging out with these criminals that are making fun of me on a daily basis and trying to rob me and set me up and rob me on these conspiracies and all that. It's going to take time. That's all I've been told. Keep up, keep doing well. 5 years, 10 years, and you'll have a great case under your belt. You were so young that you had to show your character. And the more and more your character comes out, the more and more the money's going to pile up for you in that lawsuit. So as long as I keep my nose clean, I'm looking at a really nice lawsuit that's going to help me out for the future. Because the money is all being spent on crack cocaine. I mean, look at Doug Ford, how much crack cocaine he was smoking. It's gotten to the point now they talk about crack cocaine like it's a legal substance. They're like, yeah, we smoke crack cocaine. You can't arrest me anyway. That's the state of it. Because most are like this guy with their head down. Okay? While they smoke their crack cocaine. Or most are like this. And they even tried it with me. They tried to treat me like I'm this frail old man. It's hilarious. Then you buy a legal gun and they try to do everything in their power to make it seem like, make it do something illegal. So watch those voices in their head, eh? In your head. They have scanners. I talked about it a while ago. It's just technology from Russia. I couldn't come up with it right now. It's a brain scanning technology they invented in Russia or whatever. And they're messing with all the citizens with it. What is it called? Brain scan military. There's a brain scanner that they have. It's like a satellite, like a radio satellite, and it communicates with your brain. And they try to mess up. They try to get people to do all these bad things. They tell you to go kill your parents. They tell you to go shoot up this place, shoot up that place to see if you'll. Well, they cause people to do it. Yeah, it's an atrocity. Anyhow,